specifically Cinque Terre. Cinque Terre. I fear I have not pronounced that correctly. I've heard so many people say it so many different ways, and I don't know. I don't know what's correct. It's probably only correct when the Italians say it, and they say it so beautifully. But we have had a very long travel day, probably, I want to say the worst travel day we've had. It hasn't been that bad. We've had really good travel days thus far. This one was just like the longest, and it was hot, and it was overstimulating. We had to take 4 trains to get here from Nice. I originally thought it was 3, but I forgot about the 4th one. The 4th one was only like 20 minutes, so it wasn't really that bad. But we've just been on and off trains all day. However, we have made it here. We are staying in an Airbnb in one of the 5 towns in Cinque Terre. I'm scared to pronounce the name of this town because I'm gonna get it wrong as well, but we're staying in Riamaggiore. I don't know. I'm gonna put it on the screen for you guys because again, I have no idea what I'm saying. It was very sweet. Our host picked us up from the train station, like he met us there and he walked us to our little Airbnb so that we could find it easily, and he explained everything to us and gave us the keys, all of that sort of stuff, which was amazing, very helpful because this town is like built into a cliff, so everything's just everywhere and I don't know how we would have found it otherwise. However, he was like, yeah, we'll just take the elevator. And we walked up to the elevator. It wasn't working today. So what would have been like a 5-minute flat walk ended up being not necessarily very long of a walk, but just completely uphill and then just stairs. And by the time we got here, I was so red in the face. I was sweating. I was carrying my suitcase, my backpack. It was just not a fun time. But we got here, we turned on the air conditioning. We just sat for like an hour, honestly, and that was really, really nice. But now we're gonna go out and explore the town a little bit. I think it's probably heading towards like 5 p.m. now, so we're just gonna walk around and maybe after that find some dinner. I'll quickly show you our Airbnb tour. I feel like it's best to show you these things before we live in them for a few days and then they're not as neat as they once were. But we have the front door and you walk into this, which is kind of like the entryway but also a little dining area. Then to the right we have a little kitchen. There's a little fridge in here, oven, stovetop, sink. Then we have the bathroom. This is my little travel day outfit. Very cozy, very comfy. Super cute little bathroom. I think this vanity is beautiful. And then if you come back out, you just go straight down to here. In here we have the bedroom. Here's what the bedroom looks like. I've unpacked a little bit, just kind of put a few things out, but this is what the room looks like. We have some wardrobe space over there, nightstands, lamps. Again, very cute. And then finally we have our balcony. Are you joking? Look at this. This is absolutely insane. How beautiful is this? And if you look down here, you can see the water out there because this is like a little fishing town, I believe. And down here is the main street where we're gonna go explore. Cinque Terre is made up of 5 beautiful little towns and they are all extremely colorful and full of charm and character. And I'm just so excited to spend the next few days here exploring, spending time by the water, just trying to soak up a few days on the Italian coast. Going for a little walk around and just explored, and this is the cutest town I may have ever seen. It is so sweet. There are so many little side alleys and different little nooks and crannies that lead to so many beautiful restaurants and things like that, and so many cute little stores and the most beautiful swimming spots and rocks, and people were jumping off cliffs, and it's just so beautiful here. I'm so happy that we came here. I will say though, I have never sweat so much just like walking around in my life. Liam and I were just profusely sweating. Like it was just unbelievably hot. And so we just found a random spot, sat down, ordered some drinks. I got my first ever limoncello spritz. It was so good. Liam got an Aperol. I cannot remember the last time I had a cocktail, so that was fun. Wait, is a spritz considered a cocktail? Maybe?
I think technically it is, but
I don't know. And then we walked home and we stopped at a gelato place. And guys, it might just be the best gelato I've ever had in my life. Like, it was so good. Liam got choc mint. I got cherry bomb, it was called. And it was just like vanilla with like streaks of cherry, I guess, and some real cherries in there too. It was so delicious. Like, we have to go back every night. I've decided we have to. And now the bell tower is going off at the church. and we are in bed and I'm about to go read my book. It is 8 p.m. I'm exhausted. I feel like travel days just really take it out of you. But in saying that, the sun, is it even close to setting? What time does it set? Like 9:30?
Wouldn't it be like 9 or whatever?
I don't know. I forget what
In
time
Paris it was 9:20.
9:20. We are not built for this.
Oh, sunset at 8:26.
Okay, the sun sets in like 26 minutes. Maybe we could sit out on the balcony and watch it if you wanted with our
Looks
books.
pretty good now.
Does it? And you go out and look. Anyway, we have had such a lovely first little afternoon here. We have 3 nights here, so we have 2 full days. Our plan tomorrow is just to explore all of the little towns. A lot of people say you can do it all in a day, so we're hoping we can do that. And then the second day we're here, we're hoping to plant ourselves at a beach club or just on the beach and just chill. Just chill. So I'm very excited for the next few days, but I guess I'll bring you guys along with what we get up to. Good morning guys, it is our first full day in Cinque Terre, still unknown. If you don't know, Cinque Terre is made up of 5 towns. We are staying in Rio Maggiore, which is one on the end. So today we're trying to explore all 5. So we've taken a train to the other end, which is Monterosso, and then we're gonna kind of make our way back through each town. But we've come to Monterosso and we've been walking around and it's so beautiful. This is supposedly the biggest town. It still doesn't feel huge, but it is beautiful. And apparently the beaches here are amazing. But we've just stopped at a little spot for breakfast. And guys, they had iced coffee. We haven't had any iced coffee since we were in London, which isn't like that long ago, but we weren't able to find any in France. Well, we didn't look that hard, but we just had hot coffees in France. But this place had iced coffee written on the sign, and I was like, yes please, yes please. So this is just so nice, especially because it's so hot. I do love the cappuccinos here, but you just can't beat a nice latte on a hot day. We're walking up a castle. This is actually such a beautiful view, like so gorgeous. I think it cost us €2 to come up to this viewpoint. So worth it. So beautiful, but so hot. We made it to Corniglia, I think is how you say it. I am so red in the face because it was a hike to get up here. A lot of people say if you're gonna skip one of the 5 towns, this is the one to skip, and I was wondering why. And now I'm like, it was probably because it was difficult to get to. So we just finished walking up all of the stairs and we're just taking a bit of a break in the shade because we're both just like dead. If you're gonna try and do all 5 in one day, bring water, probably a hat. My mistake, I didn't do that, and allow yourself time to chill. But I think this town is going to be beautiful. I think we have to like follow the road around a little bit more to like see the town, because right now it's just like a road. But the videos I've seen are beautiful, so I'm excited to see it. I know I just said that I understand why a lot of people skip this village, and yes, it is a lot of stairs to get there, but this ended up being one of my favorite villages that we went to. It was so unbelievably beautiful, and we found the most perfect lunch spot with the most incredible view, and I ended up being so glad that we went here. So I definitely wouldn't skip this one if I were you. From our day of exploring. It was such a fun day. It's now 5. I think we got home maybe an hour ago or so, but we just like sat and chilled in the aircon because we were so hot. But we had so much fun exploring today. I'm really glad that we started early in the morning because the towns just got busier and busier as the day progressed, and the last like 1 or 2 towns that we saw were definitely very busy and just like hard to get around because there's just so many people and it's not a huge town, so you're kind of like shoulder to shoulder with all of these people trying to, you know, like see these beautiful towns and these beautiful views and the beautiful sea, and everyone's trying to get photos, and it's all just very shoulder to shoulder. From what I gathered, Monterosso and Vernazza are like the busiest, biggest towns. So we started off with those two to get them done earlier, and I'm so glad we did that. But all of the towns were just incredibly beautiful, and I'm so glad that we spent today just exploring. And now we're gonna try and go for a swim or like head to the beach. I know it's gonna be packed here because we went to the beach here yesterday just to like check it out and like see it, and it was so busy, and it was around this time. So yeah, I'm sure it will be packed. Hopefully we can find a little spot to sit and chill and read, and hopefully go for a swim, and then I think we'll grab like a quick dinner on the way home as well and just have a chill night. But when we checked in, our host told us there was a secret passage down to the main street. We didn't go through it yesterday, but we want to go through it today. We're gonna try and find that and figure it out. I'm excited to see what it's like and like where we come out in the main street. So apparently I think we go through this door. Whoa.
This. But
Whoa. That's crazy. Wow. Our host did say it was a lot of stairs, and it definitely is, but this is so cute. And now we're on the main street. We finished our swim and we decided to get dinner on the way home. So we stopped into this little pasta place. I'll put the name of it on the screen because I forget. But you walk in and there's just like a glass case with all of these different types of pasta, and then you just choose whichever pasta you want and then whichever sauce you want, and they make it for you. So I actually don't even know how to pronounce the type of pasta that I got, but it's all like wavy and curly. I purely chose it because it looked cool, and I just got like a normal tomatoey sauce. Liam got ravioli. Have you tried yours?
so good.
So good. Wait, that's really good.
That is
Taste test.
good.
Why is the shape just so fun? Gonna try. Good.
That is good.
Yesterday was our exploring day, and today is our chilling day. Our plans for today are just to spend the whole day at a beach club. When we came to Monterosso yesterday, we walked into a beach club and we asked to reserve some seats for today. And I'm really glad that we did that because I think a lot of them fill up very quickly, and I didn't even know you could make reservations, so I'm glad we did that. So those are our plans for today. I'm really excited. We've never been to a beach club before, so this will be our first time, our first experience. I'm intrigued to see how we like it. I think we're gonna probably love it, but of course I'll give you guys my thoughts. We got here basically as soon as they opened, and so it's pretty quiet right now, but this is our spot. We're in the third row. If you've never been to a beach club before, you kind of have to pay more the closer you are to the water. Like the first row is usually the most expensive, and then I think once you get to third row, maybe they're all the same. I'm not exactly sure, but this is our view. I am so happy to be here. Like this looks amazing, and it's just so nice and quiet right now. I'm sure it will get very busy, but I'm very excited for a peaceful reading day. Reading, swimming, eating, drinking. That's the plan for today. We just had lunch. I had the most perfect chicken focaccia sandwich I've ever had. It was so good, just from the beach club. And Liam has just brought me a Hugo Spritz. I've never tried a Hugo Spritz, but I wanted to try it. So we'll see. I'm not sure if it's gonna be my thing, because I think it's elderflower, mint, some other things, and I'm not sure if that's my vibe, but yeah, I wanna try. Actually, let me give it a mix first so not all of the alcohol is in my first sip. That's really good. Good. He's nodding his head. Do you like it better than Aperol?
It's my favorite.
Your favorite? Better than Aperol, better than limoncello? I find it so hard to say limoncello instead of lemoncello. Limoncello. But yeah, this is so good. Yum. Liam and I were saying that this beach club is like the best thing to ever happen to us. Like this is the most perfect day ever. We're just sitting on our little lounge chair, going in and out of the water, reading our books, having drinks, having food. I could not ask for a more perfect day. Like this is just perfect. After our beach club day, we came home and showered, and I washed my hair because my hair hates the water here. Like, it is so dry. I swear the salt water is like so salty here. I don't know how to explain it. Like, you can feel the salt on your skin after you get out of the water, and it doesn't feel like that at home in Australia. So that's just so interesting. Anyway, then we went and got some dinner, and then we went back to the gelato place we went on the first day, and this time I got a scoop of strawberry and a scoop of passion fruit, and it was so good. The strawberry specifically, incredible, like actually incredible. I'm genuinely sad to be leaving, partly because of that gelato. Tomorrow we're going to our second Italy location, and I'm really hoping we find some good gelato there, because if this is Italian gelato, I need a lot more of it before I leave. And then we walked down to the marina and we watched the sunset over the rocks. A lot of people say to go watch the sunset in Riomaggiore, and they were right. It was absolutely beautiful. Last night it was really cloudy, so we didn't go because we didn't think there'd be a good sunset, but tonight we did, and I'm glad we did. It was pretty busy, so if you're gonna go do it, I would probably try and get there semi-early to get a good spot. But yeah, it was still absolutely stunning. And now we're home. I'm just kind of packing up my bag. I've been pretty good at keeping it neat this time, but we leave tomorrow morning, so we don't really have any plans for tomorrow apart from just traveling. We're off to Rome tomorrow, which is exciting but also like kind of weird because we've been like at the coast for the past week or so, like very like beachy locations, because we were in Nice before this and obviously now Cinque Terre, and now we're going to Rome, which is very much a city, and we're just going to be like sightseeing the whole time, which will be fun, but yeah, very different from what we've been doing. So I'm excited for that. Not excited for a travel day, but I'm excited to see Rome. It to our accommodation. We had like a 5-hour train from Monterosso to Rome, and we're here for the next 3 nights, and I thought I would show you our little Airbnb. Nothing too crazy, pretty basic, but like has everything we need and a few things I'm very excited about. We have the front door, and then you go straight into the kitchen. Very basic, but again has everything we need, including a washing machine, which will be amazing, and an espresso machine, which will also be amazing. Then we have the dining room and like lounge room area. My husband, our suitcases are just here right now because we haven't really like moved anything, but we have a TV, we have an air conditioner, incredible, we love to see it. And then we just have this little hallway, bathroom in here, and then to the right we have the bedroom. Hopefully it's a comfy bed. Our Cinque Terre bed was very cute, but neither of us slept very well. It was a very hard mattress. I'm not sure if that contributed, but yeah, we struggled. It was not our favorite, but hopefully this one will be good. Oh, we have a little TV up here too. And probably the part that I am most excited about is our little balcony. You probably have realized by now, we love booking a place with a balcony. I swear that's like half the reason we book things sometimes. As long as it has air conditioning and a balcony, apparently that's all we need. This is super cute. I need to set up the table, but it's got a little table and chairs. And then how gorgeous is this? Just like a little area. I'm gonna close that because there is a couple sitting out there and I think they can hear me. But yeah, it looks super cute. We're in like an older, more traditional building, so our view out is just of other beautiful older buildings that have just so much character. I love Italian buildings. They're so colorful, they have so much character. It's just beautiful. Anyway, we are having our mandatory chill in the aircon time. After a travel day, you have to have at least an hour sitting in your accommodation in the air conditioning before you can head out and explore. So that's what we're doing now, but we will head out, and Liam has actually planned the whole itinerary for Rome, so I really don't know much about what we're doing. So I'll keep you guys updated over the next few days, but I'm excited to be here. It looks really beautiful. The sun hasn't even risen, but we have. It is currently 5:40 and we are on our way to the Trevi Fountain, which feels just like such a weird thing to be doing, walking around the streets of Rome. Well, it's not really like dark, but the sun is definitely not up. There's like lights everywhere, but the streets are just empty besides like a few random people, a lot of which I think are still going from the night before, if I'm being honest, because it's a Sunday morning. So I think a few people had a big night out, which fair enough, when in Rome, you know. But yeah, we thought we would come to the Trevi Fountain a little bit earlier. Classic, like get there earlier before it gets busy, but I think it's still gonna be pretty busy. We're just randomly passing this. What the heck? What'd you say it was, a Roman temple from?
Tempio di Vivia.
Tempio di Vivia. It's crazy that it's just like a city, but then randomly dispersed are just these like extremely historic monuments. Like, what? We've made it. Bit busy, probably not nearly as bad as it would be later, but whoa. finished up at the Trevi. Honestly, if you like people watching, you need to go there because it was so fascinating. Some people having like full photo shoots. There was a couple in like wedding attire, like a wedding dress and like a suit. And right as we were leaving, we heard a bunch of clapping. So I think there was a proposal too. Like it was just so interesting to watch. But it definitely was quite busy, at least for what I thought, at 6 a.m. We said we thought there was at least 100 people there, if not more. We've now made it to the Spanish Steps. Honestly, walking around Rome at 6 a.m. is very fun because there's not heaps of people around. Wow, steps. Do you know what the history of this is? Like why they're famous?
Built to link like a square and a church. Built
to link the square and the church.
Like differential symbolize.
Like union.
Yeah.
Interesting. Guys, what the heck? That's insane. What do you mean? Guys, this is crazy. We're looking at like the basement kind of area. I don't know if that's the right word for it. The underground. But when this was an actual arena, obviously this was all covered by, I guess, the floor where they would actually play the games. And then these were all like little rooms and tunnels that ran underneath, and they would store like weapons and animals like lions and hippopotamuses, which is crazy. And then sometimes they would bring them out of trap doors in the floor, and they would just like appear in the games, and then everyone's obviously sitting around here. But isn't that crazy? Like all of the little tunnels and rooms and things that they had. It's just crazy. I feel like so many fantasy books that I've read are kind of based on this, especially ones with trials in them, like Powerless, and even if you've read Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, it kind of gives this vibe. But like seeing that it was actually like real and not a fantasy book is insane. We just finished up at the Roman Forum, which was very interesting. We were saying that we wish we booked like a walking tour or something because I feel like a lot went over our heads, but it was super interesting to see all of like the Roman ruins and get like some sort of idea of what life would have looked like for them in that time period. Now we're heading to Mamertine Prison, which is the prison where Paul was held for a long time, like as in Paul from the Bible who wrote a lot of the New Testament, which is fascinating to me. Like I can't believe that we get to like see this, but we need to go buy some tickets. We just got home from our morning of sightseeing. I think, what is the time now? 12:05. And on the way home, we went and grabbed a sandwich, which you guys can barely see, from a place I don't know how to say, that's just like all over TikTok. It looks so good. I think they're just like focaccia sandwiches. Let's see, what do I have on mine? I was looking at the menu online. Mine has cooked ham, roast potato cream, cream of truffle, smoked scamorza cheese, I don't know. And Liam got one that has prosciutto, mozzarella, tomato and basil pesto. They both sound so good and they're huge. We're just sitting on the couch in front of the aircon obviously, but yeah, this is what mine looks like and this is what Liam's looks like. Have you ever seen such a beautiful night? guys. Today is our second full day in Rome and we are heading to the Vatican this morning. Our plan is to get there a little bit early and go to St. Peter's Basilica, like first thing, before it gets too busy, and also go through the holy doors, which only open every 25 years during the Jubilee. So that'll be very special. We didn't like plan this trip around the Jubilee. It just so happened that our Euro trip like fell within the Jubilee. And then we're gonna try and find somewhere for breakfast. And then after that, we have tickets to the Vatican Museum with a guided tour at 10 a.m. And I think that'll kind of take us up to lunchtime. So that is our plan for this morning. It's now around lunchtime and we just got home from the Vatican and that was such an experience. I feel like some parts of it were absolutely incredible. Some parts were definitely interesting. Seeing St. Peter's Basilica was absolutely incredible, like truly the most breathtaking basilica we have ever seen. And then for the Vatican guided tour, I'm so glad that we did a guided tour because it was fascinating. I think my favorite part was honestly like right at the beginning of the guided tour. Our guide explained all of the art inside the Sistine Chapel, like the storytelling of it all and who did it and just like what was involved in it. It was so interesting. If you like art, if you don't like art, I think it's just absolutely like so cool to hear about and then to obviously see it in person later. And then he walked us through a lot of the rooms in the museum and explained things to us and like told us who did the paintings and pointed out certain things to us and the storytelling and the symbolism and kind of like the messages that were behind some of the artwork, and it was just so incredibly interesting. I literally loved it. However, it was so busy inside the Vatican Museum. We were shoulder to shoulder with so many other people just shuffling along these hallways going into these like incredible rooms with this incredible art. Like it was amazing to see, but you were just in these rooms full of people and you're trying to listen to your audio guide, and we had little like earpieces that we were listening to, but they weren't the best. Like they were kind of like going in and out at some points, which was so frustrating because I really wanted to be able to listen. And you definitely can't like hear your guide because there are just so many people talking in those rooms, and it's hot because obviously this is a very beautiful historic old building which does not have air conditioning, at least, or maybe it did have air conditioning but there were so many people that you just can't feel it. Like it was hot, so you're like sweating and everyone around you is sweating and you're just like walking shoulder to shoulder with these people, and people are like cutting in front of you because they're trying to stay with their tour guides, or maybe they're just like doing a self-guided thing and you're trying to stay with your tour group, so you're trying to keep up and your tour guide is kind of like going ahead. It was just like a lot. But in saying that, I still really liked it, and I almost like want to go back and do it again, but like maybe not in a Jubilee year. Obviously because it was my first time there, I have no idea like how much busier it was. Like I don't know what is normal for the Vatican. Like is it always crazy busy like that, or is it not? Obviously we're also here in the summer, which is like when a lot of people come, so if I ever came at like a non-peak time, I think I would honestly do it again because I just found it fascinating and I would love to be able to take a bit more time. And then after you finish the guided tour, you walk through all of these different rooms to get to the Sistine Chapel. At least that's what our guided tour consisted of. But the rooms that you walk through to get to the Sistine Chapel are full of the most incredible, more like modern art. So we passed work by Salvador Dali, Pablo Picasso, Vincent van Gogh, Henri Matisse, like incredible stuff, and people were just like walking past it. And I don't even have like that much knowledge about art. Like I really only know like the main people and like the really famous ones. Like it just blew my mind that they had such famous artists, just almost like, it almost felt like not the main point, which I understand because they have work by Michelangelo and other artists like him. It just blew my mind to be able to see some of these artists that I have read about and studied like when I was in high school, and now I'm seeing them with my own eyes. Like that is amazing. So everything about the Vatican honestly felt very surreal, very like bucket list worthy. I honestly didn't do that much research before going to the Vatican. We just kind of went because it's just like kind of one of those things that you do. Like I knew a little bit but not a lot, but it was truly incredible. Like I'm so glad that we went, and I just appreciated the experience so much. And the Sistine Chapel is beautiful. Again, you're just like shoulder to shoulder with people. Like the room is just like packed with people. So that definitely like is part of the experience, I guess. But your neck is like hurting because you just are staring at the ceiling at these incredible artworks. And the storytelling element I just found fascinating, because on the roof you have the story of creation, and then on one side you have Old Testament stories with Moses, and then on the other side they have the New Testament stories with Jesus, and they kind of like connect to each other and like mirror each other in different ways. And I just thought that was so cool. Anyway, I could really talk about it for a long time, but I don't know if that's interesting to other people. But I love the Vatican. It was definitely a journey to try and find our way out. If you've ever tried to get out of the Louvre, it kind of felt like that. Like you just keep following the exit signs, but you just are not exiting. Like it just keeps going and going and going. But we're gonna chill in the aircon for a bit, and then we're gonna head out for some lunch. Today has been such a good day. Our lunch today was so good. Do you remember what it was called, Lee? Osteria something. It was recommended to us by a friend, but also it's like all over TikTok. But it's like very homemade, very authentic pasta. I actually don't know what else they have. We just got pasta. Liam got gnocchi, I got carbonara, and it was so good. And actually last night we had a really good dinner as well. Do you remember what? Again, I'll put it on the screen. I got the ravioli. So good, guys. That was another recommendation from the same friend, but again, it's also like pretty popular on TikTok, but so worth it. We went to like a random place the night before, just like walked into a random spot. It was actually so bad, like laughably bad. Only mine. I think I just ordered the wrong thing. I really don't think the place was bad, and that's why I'm not going to name it, because I don't think everything is bad. Liam got a pizza, he really liked it, and I literally saw the place recommended on TikTok like the next day. But my meal, so bad. I got some sort of like creamy pasta dish, and when I tell you, it literally tasted, first of all, basically like nothing, but second of all, if I had to like describe it, it tasted like fettuccine dipped in thickened cream. Like that is it. I got Liam to taste it and he was like, this is not good. So I was like, it's not just me. It's not just me. But after that, we're like, okay, we need to go to some actual like recommended places, not just walk into random spots. I'm sure you could find some hidden gems just like walking into random spots, but it didn't work out for us. So I'm glad that we've had really good meals the last couple of days, apart from that, of course. And we also got some gelato this afternoon, and it was so good. Again, I know I filmed a few little clips and I would have already put the name on the screen and stuff for you guys, because I can't remember any of these names to save my life apparently. But we got the medium size in a cone, so you get to choose 3 flavors, and I got strawberry, mango, and vanilla, and that was the best combo ever. I was trying to eat it so fast because it was melting in my hands and it was like stressing me out, and Liam was talking to me and I said, sorry, can't talk, have to focus on eating my gelato. But that was probably the best flavor combination I've had the entire time we've been in Italy. But all of the gelato that I've had has been so good. I don't know how they make it so good here, but it's just incredible. Like I genuinely think the gelato is one of the things I'm gonna miss the most about Italy, not gonna lie. And I'm not even that big of an ice cream person to begin with. Like I'll have an ice cream every now and then, but it's definitely not my like go-to dessert, but it's so good here. But anyway, we are home now, or back at the Airbnb I should say, and we are leaving really early tomorrow morning to go to our last country, I guess, the last kind of like leg of our trip. So we are just gonna kind of like pack. We've done a lot of washing here, which has been really nice. I'm gonna shower, wash my hair, kind of just like get sorted, and I think we're gonna have an early night. But Rome has been so much fun, honestly better than I expected. I thought it would be good, but I didn't think it would be like one of my favorite places, but I have enjoyed it so much. It's honestly been better than I expected. The food has been amazing, the history is amazing, the art is amazing. I do feel like we had the perfect amount of time here. I feel like 2 full days was kind of everything I feel like we needed. I am sure there is so much more you can do here, and again, I'm sure we barely scratched the surface. I feel like we did a lot of like the major touristy things, but they were all so worth the hype, like every single one of them. But yeah, 2 full days, 3 nights, it feels like the perfect amount of time, and I'm just so glad we got to see Rome, because yeah, it just totally exceeded my expectations.